Hello, welcome back to another video. I am average at best. I play Geoguessr and I make bad choices. In this video, I am replying or responding to a comment that viewer left. Thanks for watching. I've just made a video attempting to play Geoguessr and would appreciate if you can give me any feedback. So I said, yes, absolutely. Can I do a reacts to video? And he said, yep, absolutely. So here it is. This is Last of You. This is his YouTube channel here. And yeah, basically is sort of new, hasn't played Geoguessr for a long time. If ever, I don't think. So yeah, he is just getting into it. I said I would give him some pointers based on the games. So let's have a look. First of all, worth mentioning that we're playing world map. And world map typically will have most of the locations in or close to capital cities. So if you're playing world map, getting a capital city is giving you a good chance of getting the maximum points. So my thoughts on this one, I'm going to kind of comment on them as we go, just to kind of see what I would be thinking. We've got definitely America vibes, kind of South Latin America. Having a look at the direction of the sun on the left here, I would say that the sun is more towards the north. Compass up here, sun is kind of off in this direction. If the sun is in the north, as you're looking at the picture, generally speaking, you'll be in the southern hemisphere. Sometimes for photospheres and whatever, it's a bit off, but it's a good vibe. If the sun is in the north, that means you're below it, you're in the southern hemisphere. And if the sun is in your south, you're up in the northern hemisphere. So this kind of puts us in Colombia, Ecuador, Brazil, Peru, Bolivia territory. And the thing that I've spotted here, well actually before we do that, yellow centre lines, common all through the Americas, so not necessarily something that's going to help us here. But the one thing that I have noticed, this aerial, so this little black bit here, is on the back of the car. That's the aerial. That aerial, it's kind of thick, stubby, and then sometimes it's got little lines going like round it. That's only found in Brazil, Mexico, Ecuador, Colombia. We can rule out Mexico because of the position of the sun. It doesn't feel Brazilian. This kind of whitish, rocky, kind of muddy stuff is a little bit more, I would say, west of South America. So let's have a look what we do.
Here. I don't really know what I'm looking at. You tell me. Now if this is wrong,
you tell me, I'm telling you. So things that you would see possibly in Colombia, yellow number plates,
the white over here,
and the Colombia cross on the back of the sign is really common. Things that you might see in Peru, the stripy posts, signposts, black and white stripy. Ecuador, commonly a lot of bollards and lots of chevrons you tend to see as well.
We'll go ahead and put me.
So he has gone Peru, I think. Yeah. Not a bad guess by any means. That kind of rocky, mountainy type landscape definitely would fit kind of around there. And actually looking at like the colour of the soil, probably there you'd say more than where it actually is. But yeah, capital city, can't be Peru because of that aerial. That's not something you would necessarily know as a beginner, but something to remember. The aerial, Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil and Mexico. Cool, 2,000 points. Let's go on to the next one.
Give me some credit here. That's not that bad.
Some credit,
Ecuador,
definitely.
86 miles isn't that far.
It's all good. It's all good. It's not that far.
Next?
Okay, next one. So definitely European vibes here. What I would be looking for is the license plates, and generally most of Europe they'll have a little blue strip on the left hand side of the number plate. Italy will have one on the right hand side as well. Sometimes France does. Portugal will have yellow on the left hand side, and some countries don't have the blue strip at all if they're not part of the EU. Let's have a little bit of a look around and see.
Okay, here we go.
What else we see. Germanic type language. So that would instantly make me think Germany, Austria.
Don't kill me for this pronunciation here. Schumacher. Rich.
Schumacher is a good shout. I'm by no means German, but I think that is Schumacher, like the Formula One driver Michael Schumacher. Schumacher, but don't quote me on that.
Hash. Okay, we got some blue signs.
Let's get it so it's not blurred. Here we go. Okay, so next view. Things that I'm spotting here. The language, so on the street signs, Schulweg. Weg is kind of Germanic type language as well. These street signs here, so this is the road name, really common in Vienna, in particularly in Austria. You'll have a number and then the name of the road. So the number represents an area of Vienna. It's kind of sectioned off into numbers rather than named area. So this is a gimme for Vienna, which is in Austria. And I'm going to give you credit for completely missing the fact that it says Vienna on the side of the truck. And there's also a domain name here. Early games, early kind of beginners, definitely look for domain names. Obviously, bear in mind that vehicles can travel. But with Vienna and the AT, the architecture, the language, and this sign, we're definitely going to click in Vienna.
This is clearly like Denmark, Germany. All right.
So Germany is a good shout. Denmark, the structure of the signs would be a little bit different. Have a look on the Plonket guide or something. Denmark often has like a pole over the top of the sign. So that would separate that. Also the language, Denmark, and we'll see this when we scroll into the map. Denmark often has
big city. I'm going to say Copenhagen.
The O's with the line through it as a letter. So that's something to watch out for there. So yeah, Vienna.
Less miles away. I think
540 miles. That's all good. It's all good.
We're in Vienna. I thought Vienna wasn't Germany. Okay, round 3.
Round 3. Okay, so we have got definitely Latin, South America vibes here. Doesn't look European at all. It's not Asian, Australian, African. So we're definitely thinking Latin America.
And I see some Spanish. Leads me to believe South America.
Doggo.
That's where we're at.
We have, what else can we say? Cactuses, cacti in the background here. Super common in Mexico. And something that I use, I don't know if this is a proper meta, Coca-Cola. 99% Mexico.
There's any other reasoning besides
always
that?
Coca-Cola Mexico. You see the trucks, you see like the crates on the side of the road.
Calcutta?
We are, yeah, so again, close to capital, which is Mexico City. The sun did look slightly off there. So if I come back here, we are facing north currently, and the sun looks like it's kind of here, which is in theory wrong, because if we're in Mexico above the equator, sun should be in the south. But say sometimes the compass is a little bit off. But we got there, it was a Mexico City guess. But not a bad guess, not a bad guess. The vibes, it's similar.
Flag.
Not a bad guess at all. We have got here something a little bit different. Black car. Difficult to know exactly what side of the road it's driving on. There's no obvious brake light here. Sometimes you'll see like a red strip, or obviously the aerial gives it away if it's at the back. But I would say that this car is driving on the left, obviously on the left-hand side of the road. This kind of landscape and the trees and the palm trees, very kind of Southeast Asian, Thailand, Indonesia, Cambodia, all that sort of stuff. We've got this flag here, which is the Indonesian flag. So that flags are worth knowing, particularly Southeast Asia, I'd say you see a lot of them, Cambodia, Thailand. It's worth just knowing what the flags are.
I don't know what the fuck that flag is. Is that Bolivia?
It's not Bolivia.
I don't know what the flag is.
But yeah, those are palm trees.
Of some kind though. I think this could just...
couple more things that we can talk about here. Common again in kind of Indonesia and around that area is the roofs. A lot of them will be like sheet metal, tin roofs, and that's often fairly close to the equator. This is a satellite dish, and you can see that it's pointing like almost straight up, and so the closer you are to the equator, the straighter up the dish points. If you're in like North America, it's going to point towards the equator, and so obviously if you're on the equator, it's going to go straight up. So that's worth knowing. That often comes in quite handy around Brazil as well. But yeah, Asia lets you know whether you're above or below the equator.
Lake, you know? Auru.
Not Bolivia.
Malaysia?
A few more miles away. We're going to scroll in, and it is
this Malaysia? This big
Indonesia.
Malaysia.
Indonesia is made up of this island and all the ones that run along here, as well as this and this. Malaysia is here, and Sarawak, Sabah as well.
Whatever it is, that was 11,000 miles away.
It is a bit of a 50-50 sometimes between Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, and like Colombia. So absolutely not the worst guess.
We got some feel.
Very much American here, and you definitely picked up on the vibe straight away.
One-way sign. We're in the United States. This is
We're
my
in the United States.
Okay.
That
Maybe
is
not
the
my
question.
State, this is my home right here. The license plates help me at all? They're yellow. Don't know what state
So,
that is.
bit of a yellow plate.
The only 10 I see. Okay. Castello de Borghese. All right, I'm just gonna guess California.
Okay, so we had a little bit of yellow plate. I'm not sure if it was a full yellow or partial yellow. We're flat, so we're not anywhere mountainous. And I do kind of as a vibe guess, and there's no science behind this vibe guess, lots of like dense trees, and it can be like conifer trees, it can be like all different types of trees, but dense trees and flatness, kind of vastness. Generally a little bit more like New England area, East Coast. More mountainous is a bit more West Coast, like Washington. And that kind of applies for Canada as well. This whole kind of area here, really mountainy, like conifer trees. This area a little bit flatter.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to guess Northern California. I don't
grass,
think this is
this sort of
sunny
stuff.
enough to be this.
Did we see much in terms of houses and
We're in
buildings?
the
I think
United
we
States.
did.
This is my home, okay? Maybe not my state, but this is my home right here. The license plates help me at all?
New York has a solid yellow plate, but again, remember cars can travel. The blur
They're
can
yellow.
sometimes make them
Don't know
look a
what
little
state
bit
it is.
funky.
Tennessee. You're only 10 I see.
I've not memorised many plates.
Castello de Borghese. All right,
So
I'm
that
just gonna
was
guess California.
where were
License
we?
plates help me. This is my
thing
home, okay?
on the right.
The
Presuming is a vineyard, and then
one-way
that
sign. We're
sign
in the
that we
United
saw.
States. This is my
Castello di
Portello.
whatever
I'm going
is
to
the
guess slightly, maybe middle California,
vineyard itself.
not even San Francisco. Fresno.
So not a California guess. Was over in New England, right up on the way on Long Island. So California typically looks really sunny. We'll see much brighter, kind of open. Little tip here: California on the poles, so like the electricity pylons, the wooden poles, have 3 yellow strips, just kind of thin bands, like someone's put that tape around them. That is a really good shout for California. But yeah, the vibes that round would definitely have said more towards sort of northeast. But you got America over Canada. That is certainly a good shout. If you're on country streaks, you'd be good. I think that is about it. Get the results. It's been to New York. Different part of New York. We didn't get the full breakdown at the end, but no. So hopefully that has been helpful, and let me know if you need any more tips or anything clarifying. Anyone out there watching this, beginner, that has some questions, feel free to pop them down. I will do my best to answer them. If there's any specific video that you want to see, pop a comment and I'll do my best to do it. dumb American attempts to play Geoguessr. I'd say not dumb. I'd say you got some good guesses, and I think there's a few people have put in the comments actually not much more knowledge, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Once you start getting countries, getting more successful guesses, it all comes super, super quick. Play it, watch videos. Yeah, enjoy. Welcome to Geoguessr. I've been Average at Best. Go and make bad choices.